Hello friends, James Stevenson back with part 9 in my latest Tesla earnings forecast video review series. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Loki, who you can barely see over his blue blankie in his big soft bed. But little does he know, today is an episode of Breakfast with Loki. Yes, I'm going to get breakfast for Loki now. Here it is. Here it is, buddy. Oh yeah, I got you some food here. Let's set a couple of kibbles here for you. Yes, there's one. See if you want that later. Okay, so if Loki ventures out to get his kibbles, you'll see that in the Loki cam. That's a pretty good shot of those two starter kibbles sitting there. If he's hungry for those, maybe he'll come over and get some more. In the meantime, let's share my desktop and continue the tour. So we left off on tweet 13 of my 69 tweet forecast thread. What's the next tweet? Well, tweet 14, I captioned, I sometimes even confuse myself with the x-axis labels on the next two charts because the data shown is next 12 months. The sum of the 4 quarters that follow. So the 442 above Q2 2022 shows my forecast for the 4 quarters that follow, Q3 through Q2 2023. Now, why would I do a thing like that? Why would I not just label them for the time period that ends? Right, so why would I label this 442 as Q2 2022 when it's actually the 4 quarters ending Q2 2023? Wouldn't that be a more straightforward way of labeling it? Yes. So why did I do it? Because it's trying to emphasize, to underscore what investors do. Investors look for future returns. So what have you done for me lately doesn't matter, right? This is all about over the following year. Are you going to be growing earnings? Are your earnings going to be flat? Are your earnings going to be in decline, right? So what investors are looking for is earnings growth. Stocks, that's going to be better for their return if they invest in a company that's going to continue growing earnings year after year. Those are the stocks that have performed the best over long periods of time. So that's the reason for it. Let me click on the chart and make it bigger so you can see what's going on here. Have Tesla's earnings been growing over time? Yes, they have. We've got a pretty clear up and to the right trend going on. This little step back, labeled as Q1 2022, is really giving you the 4 quarters ending Q1 2023. So this means that in Q1 of 2023, earnings per share were less than they were the prior year, Q1 of 2022. What did that? Well, it was lower pricing in the current year than in the prior year, and that flowed through to bottom line earnings as a year-over-year decline in EPS. What's going to happen next? Tesla's going to be selling more cars. The volume of production was lower in Q1 of 2022 than it otherwise could have been due to some factory closures, especially in Shanghai. And that's not going to happen for the rest of the year. At least that's not what's in my forecast for the rest of the year. So even if pricing stays a little below where it was in the prior year, the earnings ought to be growing on the strength of the volume increase. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's what's going on here. This is the sum of 4 quarters of trailing or of leading non-GAAP EPS. I do confuse myself here some. So yeah, we've got actuals here, and then we've only got a little bit of a forecast. Why does it say forecast next to 2022? For the same reason I've been explaining the entire video, that we're talking about the 4 quarters that follow the labeled time period. Okay, and what's the other chart doing here? If I go down to the next tweet, this one says, in 2022, Shanghai lockdown shuttered Tesla's most profitable factory. Tesla started ending the wave mid-year, and price cuts and promotions began towards the end of the year. Growth will resume soon. So, on this scale, you can see there's even spacing between these lines, showing a doubling of EPS from 25 cents to 50 cents to $1 to $2 to $4. On a straight axis, there would be a lot more space between $2 and $4 than there is between 25 cents and 50 cents. This is a log scale chart, right? And the straight line that you're seeing here represents exponential growth. That's how it works when you use a log axis. So yeah, here's the same little pause from the previous quarter to the most recently reported quarter. But Tesla's earnings will be improving over the next 3 quarters relative to what was reported in the most recent quarter due to selling a lot more cars, selling a lot more megapacks from Tesla Energy, etc. And that is my video for part 9. So with that, I will return to the Loki's bed cam to show you the 2 lonely kibbles Loki has decided not to eat yet. He will eat them later. And I'll outro and say if you've enjoyed today's video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, why not? Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to be alerted whenever I post fresh content to YouTube. Thank you to everyone who subscribes to me, either on Patreon or on Twitter. Hardly anybody subscribes to me on YouTube, except for my 2 executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Rebellionaire.com. And I'll see you in the next one.